Good morning, all. This is Brian here, and with from Earth to Hearth. So this morning, going to talk about some food. Now, this is just going to be something really, really simple. I'm making some oatmeal for breakfast, and hopefully, don't need to explain you all how to make oatmeal. But get some water boiling, add the right amount of oatmeal, and cook for about 10 minutes, stirring occasionally. Add a little salt. That's really important. And then here, instead of having to add, if you like sweet oatmeal, some people like savory. I like both. But a great way to add sweetness is fresh fruit. So we've got some of our cherries here that we picked from the garden. It's actually our last little bit. And just toss with, a pinch of sugar, just to kind of slightly macerate them. And then that way, when the oatmeal's done, don't have to worry about adding a bunch of sugar to it. And you can just kind of just toss, fold all that in with the oatmeal, and you got a nice breakfast here. Alright, oats are done. So we're just going to add this to the cherries. Alright, fold it in. And there you go. Now, I also like savory oats, so I'll do one on that later. But another thing, oats are generally a pretty easy crop that you can grow. And so they're like cool seasons. If you're in an area like us in the Pacific Northwest, they grow really well here. There are multiple whole-less varieties you can get. And they're sort of a good multi-purpose crop. Now, these ones obviously we didn't grow ourselves, but we are planning on planting some next year. And you can use them for weed suppression, plant them after one crop, use them to go in. They're also great for feed for animals as well as obviously for humans. So hopefully you enjoy. This is a pretty simple recipe, but thought I would share. Okay, now it's time. Let's do that. Get the ingredients for our savory oatmeal. Just gonna be a little more involved than just the sweet. Let's get a small onion. Find one that's fallen over. Here we go. That's a red. I want to do red. Here we go. Let's get maybe a little bigger. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. All right. Just a little bit of onion. We can use both the bulb and the tops. Let's see, what we got garlic wise. I think a nice bulb of garlic will do. Oh. Alright, let's get that. Alright. Alright, let's go get some more herbs. So we'll do onion, we'll do garlic. And we got some greens on the back, we'll add to it. Okay, let's get, what do we think? I think parsley. They're really quite nice here. Yeah, that's some green onion. Let's get some garlic chives too. That'll go well with the garlic. Sorry about that. I need to do, I have a little headset for this, but haven't got it out yet. Let's get, I don't need a lot. Let's get what, 2? And 1 there. And how about this one? I think that looks good. Okay. So we've got all of our ingredients assembled. The only other thing is I'm going to be making some stock. Just because when we're making something savory, I think it's a great way, instead of just boiling your oats in just water. Shock will add a lot of flavor. Alright, now I'm just going to get these prepped with just the magic of television. Magic. And it's done. Alright, so got everything prepped. Now we're going to start with just adding some butter. I've already heated up the stock so that way it's sort of a cheater method. And so instead of cooking all this, then adding water, and then boiling it, you'll be able to have the hot water is already ready to go, and then we'll just add the oats. And then we'll just add the oats to it, and then continue cooking. So that way you don't have to then, while you're doing this, wait the few minutes for the water to get up to a boil before adding your oats. Saves you a little time. You can just boil the water. I just use our little tea kettle to get the water boiling and then add it. So that way it's boiling while I'm prepping. So while I was chopping everything up, saves a little time, and that way you're not waiting for water. So we're going to start with the onion and garlic. Add a pinch of salt. And now we're just going to kind of get these cooked till they're a little translucent, and then I'm going to add some of the herbs and all the Swiss chard. Because Swiss chard, it's a little tender, but if you're using store-bought, it will take a little bit longer to cook for store-bought versus like if you got your fresh garden stuff, that's really tender. And you just want to occasionally stir this. Now I add the herbs. So again, just kind of help wave them out, saving half of them just for garnish at the end. And then the Swiss chard. Add that. And add another pinch of salt at this point. Just that will kind of help break up that Swiss chard, let it sweat. Alright, now, since we're doing it with already have the boiling water, I'm just going to add the oats first. Just kind of toast them up a little bit. That'll hopefully absorb all those fats and oils and all those delicious flavors. And then now, we're just going to add that stock. Oh yeah. Make sure it gets back up to a little boil just because it's been sitting there for a second. It smells very good, by the way. Alright, and then once it gets back up to a boil, I'm just going to switch that over to a low simmer and cook that for 10 minutes like you would. And again, just cook that up for 10 minutes like you would for any old... Oh. Alright, and we are finished. So let's get this over to the bowl and give it a taste. Here, I'm going to be using just a little cheese, a little Parmesan. Another option you could do, especially as we all have egg layers, is to cure some egg yolks. I'm waiting on a couple more eggs, and I'm going to do that myself, but it's a great substitute for hard, salty cheeses like Parmesan. Finish off, garnish with the herbs. Doesn't that look good? All right, let's give it a taste. Well, that's hot, but delicious. Really nice and garlicky and oniony. The creaminess is great from the oats, just how they normally are, and the Swiss chard just adds a nice little bitterness that counteracts all that. All right, I hope you enjoy.